What I want to show you today is how not to get the wind knots in your spinning reels. Now, wind knots are big, ugly things. Sometimes you can get them out, sometimes you can't. And usually when you get them, that's when your lure is way out away from the boat or way at the end of your cast, because they usually start at the first couple feet of the prior cast. Wind knots are caused most often by either closing the bail by hand, so doing that to close the bail, and it's a habit most people have. If you simply make your cast, and as the cast is in the air, take this hand, put it up above the bail, flip it closed as soon as it lands, then transition right to the handle. It's a simple transition. You'll eliminate a lot of that problem. So do not close the handle. Do not close the bail by turning the handle. The other way is, as we're casting and as we're retrieving, we want to make sure the line from the tip of our rod to our lure is tight. If I cast in a big high arc rainbow, as that lure comes down, it might take me, I close it by hand, but now there's no tension right here, and I'm reeling up slack line. Those 4, 5, 6, 10, however much slack you have, the more slack you have, the more loose wraps go on there. Eventually your lure gets tight, you reel it in, you look down, everything looks good. The next cast, especially when you throw it hard, if it's windy, you tend to throw harder, hence the name wind knots. You get them more often in the wind, you throw really hard, it gets to those loose wraps, they all jump off at once. Even if you make a nice straight line cast, as I'm retrieving this, if I retrieve and throw my tip back towards my lure, then turn the handle, I just threw in 4 or 5 feet of slack. Turn, 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 slack, now it's tight. Twitch, slack, turn, 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 slack. It's not going to get you every time, it'll get you at the worst possible moment, and if you can't get it out, we like to call them $5 and $10 knots. You end up cutting away $5 worth of your braided line. Eventually, you have to get a whole new spool of it for 10 bucks because you knotted it up. So if I retrieve and always keep my line tight, so I make little twitches, constantly turning the handle, making that line tight. If you look up from your tip, the line coming off your tip, those first few feet, as I'm retrieving this thing, that stuff should be nice and tight, should not be drooping down into the water. If you do, you're going to end up with those knots because you're putting line on here without tension on it. All 4 or 5 wraps come off at once, you get a little knot. Get 10 wraps come off at one time, you get a big, huge knot. Sometimes you get 3 or 4 throughout the line, and sometimes you can't get them out. So keep your line tight, always, always close it by hand. You'll get rid of 99% of those wind knots